Hey all, what's up? um, I have been using drugs and, you know, I have been shooting them. So that is something that's been happening. And I was really distressed about it yesterday. Um, well, here's what happened. So, however long ago, 5 days, maybe a week, a little less than a week ago, I got sold like some absolutely shit product, like the worst shit I've ever seen. Um, as I said, and I was like, I can't do this. And so, but I can't be sober. I need to do drugs. I don't know. Like, I get a little bit frustrated when people say, like, you have a disease or something like that. But that day, whatever day that was, it was like I I couldn't have not done that if I tried. I mean, I feel like I was trying, but it was just like, this is so difficult. I need to do drugs, and why? I don't know. So I had made up my mind, and I went to the spot that I always go to, and there was a guy there. I've seen him a couple times, and I thought, yep, that's my guy. And I offered him some money, and I said, hey man, could you get me something? And said what I wanted. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, all right, grab your shit, get in the car. And so we got in the car, and we drove over to this apartment. And he's like, well, he went up, right, and then he came back down like really quickly. And I was like, that was fast. And he said, well, it's gonna be about 20 minutes. And it's like, fuck, that's like an hour and a half at least in drug dealer time. So I was like, oh god, okay. And he's like, just come up. And I'm like, no. I am not going up there. I don't want to go into a stranger's apartment. And he was like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, you're just gonna have to trust me. And I was like, all right. So we go up, and it's actually a pretty clean apartment. I mean, it's messy, but it's not dirty. Like, it's a little bit messy, but it's picked up well enough. Like, I was kind of surprised. I was like, oh damn, you want me to put out my cigarette? He's like, oh no, no, you don't care about that. I was like, okay, because it smelled good in there. I was like, oh. But we're sitting around, and um, I'm kind of looking at the clock because I like actually have like work to do. Like what is that called? Whatever. I was gonna work from home, and so I'm like, oh man, this is gonna take forever. And he's like, hey, you want a shot while we wait for like the dope to get here? And I was like, yeah, of course. But I don't have any clean needles. And so he's like, all right, well, I got one. And then he pulled it up, and the guy whose apartment it was, he was like out of the room around this time. And so I end up going into the bathroom, and I was looking at it, and I was like, damn, that's gonna be a little too much, because yeah, I haven't really been sober, but I haven't shot dope in 7 months. So I was like, ooh, that's gonna be a lot. But I did it anyway, and I was like, I might get sick, and I did get sick. I felt great for whatever 5-10 minutes, and then I was like, I'm gonna have to throw up, and I probably threw up like 10 times or something while I was there, and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm so embarrassed, and they're like, don't worry about it. We've all been there. And then the guy whose apartment he was like, did you say you're on Suboxone? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, that's your problem. Like, um, if you're on Suboxone, it'll make you sick. It'll put you into withdrawal. And I was like, no shit. And he's like, yeah, we're both on methadone. And I was like, lucky. I mean, I would rather be on methadone. I've heard it's a lot better, but just the fact you gotta go every day or whatever. I'm sorry. I'm like a little bit high right now. But I'm like, methadone's definitely more appealing to me. But yeah, it made me really sick. And I was like, oh, this sucks. But like, I got my dope and all that. Dropped the other guy off after about 2 hours, and I didn't get my work done that night, even though I was really supposed to. I kind of was just like, I'm gonna have to do this in the morning. So I did it in the morning. But yeah, it's been really hard and really disappointing. If you're somebody who's been sober for a while and you're considering going back on drugs, just don't. Like, all the drugs are dog shit, one. But also, it's like, I forgot. Like, you have forgotten. If you're considering, like, hopping back on drugs, you have forgotten how horrible it is. And I think some of it is that, the first time around, whatever, like those 2 years, my throat's dry, but I've been drinking a lot of water. The first time around, I had some weight on me. Like, I've never been chubby or anything like that, but I'm pretty tall, and so it was a perfectly healthy weight. And now it's like everything affects me so much. Like, I don't have anything to lose. Like, I have no muscle or no fat on me. Like, I have some, I still work out a little bit, but it's like withdrawing from drugs, getting sick, just like the lifestyle, like the energy it takes to do this, it's so much harder because of how underweight I am now. I'm sorry, my throat. And that's terrible. And the other thing you've also forgotten is, like, look at this. Look at this shit. Like fucking, you can't hardly see it, I guess, but like, it's the summer. Like, how the fuck am I supposed to hide that my arm's already, like, track marked as fuck? Like, what am I supposed to wear long sleeves every day? I live in fucking Kentucky. Like, it's really hot. It's humid. I can't do that. It's like, think about it for 1 second. This is dumb. This is really dumb. And, I started getting really scared. It's in kind of like a bad way yesterday, and, it didn't help. I think I got a little bit of food poisoning or something, but, which everything is just so much harder on my body because I really haven't recovered health-wise, from, my initial 2 years of, like, heavy drug use. And, yeah, everything's just harder. But it's like I forgot about all of these horrible things that were gonna happen. And I was scared because I was like, well, now I've been using for, like, not just one day. It's been, what, almost a week, maybe? And so when I went to the clinic, I was talking to one of the girls, like, she's new, and I was like, yeah, man, like, if I could just jump right back on Suboxone, that's what I would do, because I don't like this, And she's like, well, then do it. It's like, I can't just do it because then I will go into precipitated withdrawal. And she's like, oh, really? I'm like, yeah, bitch, you work at the fucking Suboxone clinic. You don't know this? And she's like, do you mind if I Google it? I'm like, sure, but like, I know that's true. I was in detox. Like, you think they would have just let me suffer for 3 days if I didn't have to? I don't think so. They, the place where I went, like, they were so empathetic, and like that's what I've been told. So we ended up going to see my other doctor, and she said, yeah. And she was like, it's counterintuitive, but you should probably keep using drugs for a couple days and then gradually reintroduce your Suboxone. So let's like break them up a lot and just like do a little bit here and there. And I'm like, okay. So I don't feel quite as hopeless as I felt at one point, and also I guess I'm over my fucking food poisoning. That sucked. But yeah, just why would anybody do this? Why would I do this? Why have I done this to myself? And like I am so like unwell. And it's all drugs, all of it. Like I had all of these problems before, but everything is just made worse with drugs. Um, yeah. Well, I guess I'm gonna go now. That's what's happening. I'm not like completely hopeless. Like I do have a plan that's not dumb. Um, I'm gonna stick to this one because I don't need to be doing this at all. Yeah. Okay. All right. Peace.